Okay. Commitments. Getting those clients' commitments is super important on the sales side, right? Like maybe Will has some things. We talk about like getting the appraisal, the credit card for the appraisal is a form of commitment. Getting the docs ASAP is a form of commitment. Will, how's that going for you? Anything you're seeing that's working better or not working as far as getting people more committed?
Yeah, the appraisal's big because I mean, obviously they're spending money, so that's a big one. Sometimes I don't even like a waiver because they're like they haven't spent any money because you know what I mean.
Fine. Just
Yeah.
because they
No
might
skin
lose
in
the
the
waiver
game.
anyway. So I'd be like, looks like you have a waiver, but we need to get that form just in case. They won't charge you unless it's actually needed, but it's got to get through underwriting to make sure it's signed off there. But so the
Yeah,
appraisal
giving
waiver is the
people-
biggest one.
No, like I mean, you can use the waiver to your advantage. Like, oh, I was able to get this for you, and you avoid $600. But yeah, but yeah, having the appraisal is a big one. Like that kind of gets people on the hook, right? To stay on board and not get, even if they're getting blown up by 10 other people, they like already paid for an appraisal, so they're not going to leave usually, typically. So yeah, that one's huge. So
when you're selling and you've sold them the amazing offers and deals and options, they pick the best option for them, and you're sending out disclosures or asking about locking it, then we could say you're also going to get the link for the appraisal. Jill, Tessa, when did they send that appraisal link? When we get the disclosures back, or?
We send the appraisal link when we order the appraisal. It's automatically
I can't hear
generated.
Tessa. Tessa, you're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, so when you go in to order your appraisal, you choose for the link to be sent through Mercury.
So as soon as the disclosures come back and you're about ready to submit it, we order the appraisal when you're ordering services, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we would just that if they do that right away, we're going to let them know. That link will, as soon as you sign those, you're going to get a link probably within the next 2 to 3 hours or whatever, something like that. Make sure you go in there and do that. That's going to allow us to get it submitted to the underwriter and keep everything moving forward for you, right? So it's always like offering something important. But yeah, that commitment that's a big commitment. When somebody puts money into something, they tend to follow through a little bit more than when they don't do anything, when there's nothing on the line or no skin in the game, if you will. But yeah, lock them and dock them.
I had a question on the appraisal. So I mean, they're going to need an appraisal even if they're shopping around, because I mean, an appraisal is good for more than just one company, right?
Yeah, if it's especially with approved AMCs. So yeah, if you have somebody who's shopping with somebody else and it didn't go through and they did an appraisal, we can request it to be transfer. Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Okay. It's a nightmare, but well, at least in my experience, if you guys have noticed anything different, please let me know, because that's come up from time to time where you have to have an appraisal transferred and you get the LO on the phone and he's like giving you the FU button.
Well, it depends on which one it is.
Well, what if it's the borrower requesting the transfer, though? Is kind of what I was leaning towards. The borrower have the leverage.
Ultimately, they have to, from my experience anyways. But still, it's not like they got their pedal to the metal to get that appraisal over to you, because they know they're losing the deal at that point.
Right. But I'm saying if
it goes both
the
ways.
Borrower requesting it, I feel like
they can request it.
Is
always better if you ask them if they can do that. Yeah, just go ahead and have them request it, and then you can say, Jill or Tessa, what do I need to have them transfer the appraisal over? If it's FHA, typically, and correct me, ladies, if I'm wrong, but we try to request it from the previous lender, and then if they don't respond in a couple days, then we go straight to HUD and request it from them, right? Which can take 3 more days.
No, not necessarily. Because the lender on an FHA, if that lender hasn't, I'm losing my train of thought here. If they haven't logged that appraisal into HUD, HUD's not going to have a copy of it.
Right, but if they have, because they're supposed to, then you can get it from HUD, right?
Right. So so you would have to, they would have to log it. And sometimes you may not want them to log it because
yes, good point.
If it's low, you're stuck with that appraisal.
That part.
Yeah, so if it's an FHA loan and you got an appraisal came in at $250,000, it's supposed to be $300,000 right now, and the other company logged it with HUD, kind of screwed.
Got it. Okay.
Because with FHA, you have to use that same appraisal, whereas conventional, can't you get a second opinion or a second appraisal done if you need one?
You can get a new appraisal always, not if you've already ordered one with AFN, but if you've got an appraisal from another company and you think it's low, then of course you can order a new one. We don't request copies of it.
But for FHA, if it's recorded and Jill, if it's recorded with HUD already and we don't want to use it, will they still find that appraisal?
Yes, because you're using that case number.
Yeah. So in that case, you're
stuck.
SOL, as they say. So yeah. So anyways, have your borrower try to transfer if they've already done an appraisal. If you've lost it already, if somebody calls you to transfer to somebody else, ignore them. Just joking. There are certain rules as far as the cash out. I think I usually
he's got like 240K equity, he says in it, so he's got plenty of equity to pull out 30 or 40K.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a good one right here. If you want to know where you got to see where manufactured housing right here. So if it's a primary principal purchase, limited cash out refinance. Let's see, manufactured home, 65% loan to value, and I believe, yeah, for a cash out refinance. So he's got to have a lot of equity, and if he's got,
he does. He only owes, I want to say, like 200K on it, and it's worth like 600 or 700K. It's pretty, and that's a lot for a manufactured property.
Yeah, so manufactured principal residence cash out refinance, you got 65% if you want to go Fannie Mae. Otherwise, you will go FHA, and then you could just type those search.
Okay.
Search
It looks like that's an ARM too, an adjustable rate. Oh, Fannie Mae. Okay, or an ARM. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Max LTV for that one.
Well, that gives me a little bit of ammo. I'm more just getting updated numbers for him and getting the okay to push through and get options to him.
Yeah, get that first, and then we can figure it out.
His ass, you know.
Get him in there. Get him in there. Cool guys. You guys want to go over anything else today? I know it's not really our sales call. I moved those to Wednesday and Thursday this week for us as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, let us know.
Okay, cool.
All right,
sweet. All right, guys.
Go
Talk to you
Dodgers.
later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right.